This is Fred, your agronomist and a farmer, and we're back to class, back to learning, like it has always been. And today I wanted us to touch on irrigation systems that we use, the type of irrigation. Remember, irrigation is the center of farming, and among the biggest cost in farming is always in irrigation. No matter the type of irrigation that you're using, irrigation is the center or is the pivot of farming. That's why when you go to the market, the crop grown under rain fed are always cheap, or the cost of production is very low as compared to the irrigated crops. So in whatever method that you're using, always know that, and my advice to farmers: go for the cheapest means of irrigation that favors you, that favors your area, and that you can produce with less, or with less investment. Because at the end of the day, when you go to the market, you are not going to carry your irrigation system with you, or you are not going to convince the buyers with the irrigation system that you used. What they need is a quality product. What they need is quantities and the consistency of farming. So we have different types of irrigation. There are farmers who are using drip irrigation. There are farmers who are using the center pivot irrigation. There are farmers who are using overhead irrigation. And there is this special farmer, this is where the majority lies, the furrow irrigation. And so many farmers, or majority of you, have been asking me, why furrow irrigation? Why is it that majority of the farmers you are working with are doing furrow irrigation? And this is the reason to why majority of the farmers these are the factors that favors furrow irrigation. Furrow irrigation is where you have a land, you have a lot of water, and the land has a good gradient. Please note that the land has a good gradient, because you cannot do furrow irrigation on a very hilly area. You cannot do furrow irrigation on a bump area. So you have to make sure the gradient is good for the water to flow. Other than the gradient and whatever you want to do, whatever the land looks like, amount of water or water availability is key thing. When you decide to go to furrow irrigation or to do furrow irrigation, you have to check the availability of water or the amount of water that is present in your area. In most cases, people using boreholes, it's very hard for them to do furrow irrigation because the water is not enough. But there's some other farmers who are using canals. They don't need any pumping engine or a pumping machine. It's just a canal opening water and water getting to their farm. Those are the the best farmers to deal with furrow irrigation, because even the cost of producing under this furrow irrigation is very cheap. From the ones using canals, now the majority of the farmers that I work with are using water pumps, or they are pumping water directly from the rivers, or from the lakes, or from the dams, or from big source of water, or where the water is in plenty. And it's not easy, it's not very cheap to run it, but at the end of it, if some factors put into consideration, it's the best. Because you'll find that in some areas where we lease land, because mostly we work under lease, you cannot come installing permanent irrigation system there. So you have to use a simple irrigation system, among them the furrow irrigation, for you to be able to grow your crops and to grow your crops well. So in furrow irrigation, one, you have to prepare your land. You have to make sure your land is well plowed. you have to make sure your land has the best ingredient. You have to make sure your land is in a good shape or in a better position. After preparing the land, you have to make the tunnels or the furrows where the water will run through, because in these areas we have two sections. We have the tunnel where the water is running through, and we have the basins, the already made basin, the basin that I've been talking about. If you don't know how to prepare these basins, please learn to my previous videos that I made how to make these basins. Then you'll be able to learn the skills. We have the basins where the water will be flowing. So water will from pumping, when you pump the water or when you have a tunnel, you have to use the highest point of your farm, that the entry point of your water, or that the entry point of your irrigation water. From that point, that's where the water will be flowing from, entering your farm, opening. Now your job will be closing and opening of the basins for water to get in. When it's full, you open another one for water to get in. When it's full, you open another one as you close the ones that are full. It's as simple as that. It's a method of irrigation that has been used for a long time, but as we are running away from it, because you all know that we are highly in the middle of climate change, and among the things that we're doing, we are observing is how to control water, or how to minimize the use of water and produce a lot with less water. So if you can access water as per this moment, use that type of irrigation. But if you cannot access water, go to drip irrigation, go to other means that uses less water. But even the farmers that are using for irrigation, don't stay with that type of irrigation, because it consumes a lot. It needs a lot of labor. It's tiresome. So with time, learn to adopt the smart agriculture, because the climate change is here with us, and it's not favoring the farmer, and it's not good on our side. Thank you for following me. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you've learned something out of it. You can leave a comment on the comment box below. You can also leave a compliment, and don't forget to invite other farmers, to invite friends to subscribe to this channel, so that we can continue getting the skills together. We can continue learning together and be better farmers. Bye.